Wait until you see what the dev says in this post right here. It seems that our fears as killer mains are probably gonna happen, and you're just gonna have to take it in the chin or quit the game. My advice to you guys, and I don't really want to say this, man, but you might have to quit the game. Drop a like on today's video. Subscribe if you're new, you know, all that good stuff. Now, I was streaming earlier and someone brought it to my attention. They posted a link. It was a post in the behavior forums, and someone asked the question, pretty much a question that I would ask, or any real killer main that plays to win every match would ask. What will killers do after all the strategies have been removed from the game? What are we gonna do, right? What is the plan? There's only so many strategies before you just have to give in and start 12 hooking survivors in a, and this is what I really, here's what every time I ask this question, I'm not thinking about it from a nurse perspective or a blight. Those S tier killers are gonna thrive no matter what, okay? I could slug a whole lobby in minutes with nurse, like 3-4 minutes, right? If I really wanted to. But like Ghostface, man, Pig, these killers become obsolete once phase 2 passes in DBD. If the way they're making it sound is gonna be this bad, bro, I just don't see any M1 killers being viable unless there's like a significant buff to these killers. But let's go ahead and look. Okay, so what will killers do after strategies have been removed from the game? Once all these anti-stuff are implemented, what are the killers supposed to do after SWF dominates games further? What can you do against Sabo squads? The devs are cooking their own game because they don't play on this level. When the devs stream themselves playing DBD, you know they are bad. They have no experience in the top brackets, and this is 100% my take. This is why I'm saying it sounds like me saying it. It's not me, but it sounds like me saying it, because if you guys remember when they dropped 2v8 and it showed the devs playing against these creators, bro, they sucked, bro. I can already tell you they get cooked in the high brackets. You could just tell. I honestly believe now this is far like maybe conspiracy theory, but I feel like in that second match of 2v8, I feel like they turn on some sort of aimbot, bro, for the Huntress, man. I saw them say, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what's really going on. It's just go watch it if you don't believe me. When they first released 2v8 and they showcased the gameplay, go watch it, man. You'll see what I mean. They don't play their own game on this level. If they did, they would understand why we got to be strategic. Remember the word strategy, okay? Remember, okay? They just don't get it. They would rather listen to the survivors, and the survivors act like it's not like that. And it's pretty much what it is, right? Here's the arguments I see, okay? You're gonna have the survivors who say it's a scummy tactics that what y'all are doing, the slugging, the tunneling, whatever. And then you're gonna have others say any real good SWF can counter everything that you're doing. And I agree with that survivor, okay? Because they've already implemented all this stuff to prevent you from slugging, camping, and tunneling. I mean, look at the damn perks, bro. Okay? They got perks, bro. They got boons. You feel me? Stuff like that. Let's just keep going, man. You guys, we could just beat this dead horse over and over. You don't even know what those changes will be. This is Avon Fallen who's replying to the post. You don't even know what the changes will be. In most of the games you can win without any tunneling. Most. Camping or whatever. Sometimes it is needed, yes. Sometimes it is needed, yes. But not all the time. Maybe we can wait. What exactly will be changed? I can tell you right now that Avon Fallen has never experienced the top brackets of being a killer main with Ghostface, Pig, Freddy. I can already tell you. Okay, whenever I see stuff like this, where I can already tell you, like the real top brackets, like the real ones that I show you guys, no way. Go watch me play versus the number 4 team in DBD, or the number 1 team in DBD using Freddy, while they synergized perks together really well. Go watch that 20+ minute game. Come back and tell me if you think this guy made those brackets to see what the game was really like at that level. Then we can doom stomp that killers will be leaving or whatever, just to realize that it was all an overreaction. The usual stuff. So yeah, it's fine. I get what they're saying there. It's fine. But when you don't experience the top brackets, you just don't. You don't have the knowledge, man. It's like, you know, playing in the top brackets is like eating the forbidden truth and gaining all the knowledge. You feel what I'm saying, bro? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to accurately predict the outcome, especially with these devs. I mean, the last time they announced anti-camping, we got anti-face camping. I don't think anyone has found it difficult to stand 5 extra feet. It's actually, what, 15 meters, 14 or 13? It's not 5. You're trying to minimize the situation, man, okay? That's what you're doing. Eventually take your time, no rush, to completely bypass this feature. Okay, so then there's reassurance. Like I said, you got reassurance. You feel me? You got shoulder the burden. So even if you decided you want to trade hooks or whatever, blah, 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 you can still take a hook state. There's help in the game already for you guys that just don't want to use the perks because you're lazy. You want to use your stuff instead of using what behavior gave you. So you don't have to practice. You don't have to get better at the game. So I generally don't think the sky is falling, everything is awful approach has any basis in history, let alone the zero details they've actually announced so far. Remember when they never nerfed made for this, remember the combos, bro? And they started to lose a bunch of people and the survivor queue times were very high? You guys remember that? As Avon Fallen points out, we haven't seen or tested out these changes yet. We should keep in mind they've never balanced the game around that mythical top high MMR area either. It's always been more about the most players experience in their trials, not what's possible by the extreme experts that make up like 6% of the whole or so. And this is where a lot of us are looking down. We're looking down as the top 6% of what this guy's saying. We see from the top that they're balancing the game around the Timmies, bro. And like I say in all my videos, all this stuff you're doing is just making the SWFs stronger and stronger and stronger by giving the newer players more help. You get what I'm saying? So I'm glad that this guy admitted it, you know what I mean? They never balanced the game around that mythical. There's nothing mythical about it. Watch the gameplays. Top high MMR area either, okay? Top high MMR area either. It's always been more about the most players experience in their trials, which means the Timmies. That's pretty much what he's saying, okay? As Avon Fallen said, we haven't tested anything yet, and whatever it is, it won't be the end of the world for killers. Just look at the AFC. It's not going to be the end of the world for the killers who play the 12. It's not going to bother them. We're talking about the real killer mains that play to win. Here's the stupidity about it all, okay? You have MMR and SBM in a game, forcing it into a competitive state. And now you have players who are competitive and play, right, competitively and try to win every game. That's just the way it goes, right? That's what happens when you drop MMR, SBM in a game and you force it into a competitive state. And now you're saying, well, we're balancing it around the guys and just play casually. So then turn the damn MMR off. What would be the need? If you make it competitive, it's going to be competitive. I imagine they'll eventually find themselves in an MMR bracket better suited for them, especially with the upcoming SBMM improvements. This right here speaks Survivor main entitlement completely. I imagine they'll eventually find themselves in an MMR bracket better suited for them. Meaning, when they cut all your strategies off and you're forced to lose versus the SWFs at the top brackets, you'll fall to where you really need to be because that's probably your real skill. Yeah, tell that to a Ghostface main who can't apply map pressure in area of damn crows, okay? Red Forest, Garden of Joy. Don't even get me started on the infinite loops. There's infinite loops in damn Protus Print Asylum. Are you kidding me? They'll find themselves in an MMR bracket better suited for them. Like you're gonna lose because you can't use strategy killer. So we're gonna go ahead and put you in an MMR bracket because of it, okay? And that's where you deserve to be. Stupid. Survivors will get a few crumbs and the devs will go back to catering to killers. Okay, yeah, this is out of nowhere, bro. Like what, bro? We ain't seen nothing but I don't know what this. Oh man. I highly doubt they introduce anything nearly as broken as you're picturing. Things like slugging have a place in this game. The devs know this and aren't going to do anything about what would essentially remove the option to slug a survivor when it's necessary, such as against Sabo squads. Now this Lord Glint, I mean, I like the balance, the middle game of what he's saying, but we're gonna get to the point where the dev says something, bro, and it really just strikes the fear in my heart and pretty much, to me personally, confirms. I honestly feel the anti-slug will be akin to 2v8s where only long-term slugging is punished. Like, I feel it's not going to take away killer agency. Just stop these tactics being abused by the twins. So pretty much you're nerfing the twins globally. Why don't you just do something about the twins? See, that's what I'm talking about. This is piss poor decision making on the dev side. I've already told you guys, people that are new, right? There's people right now that don't agree with what I'm saying at all. But listen to me, guys, okay? I already came up with the idea to fix everything overnight. and it's called a bounty system. Okay, a bounty system. Once you hook a survivor, you gain a contract. Killer instinct activates on the next survivor. If you catch that survivor while the timer's going down and you do it within the timer and you hook them, you get the reward for that bounty, which could be like 5% slowdown or longer haste or more aura reading, depending on what the contract is, right? Now you could bypass contract. I don't like that contract. Hell no, right? But it'll always be a random. You'll never know what the contract is. It'll just be random, right? Random bounties, random whatever. And then you'll have weekly challenges, weekly progressions like, hey, collect 100 bounties a week, gain 500k blood points. You end tunneling, you end camping, you end everything overnight because people are going to work for that BP or badges or outfits for the week, right? Want to gain these outfits, complete these bounties. You get rid of the whole thing overnight with my system. That's my system right there. It's not a new idea, right? Warzone has bounties and stuff like that, but I'm talking about in this game. A bounty system would... Oh, I don't know, man. I'm sure there will be balancing if needed. Unenjoyable aspects of the game need to be addressed. Unenjoyable for who? For you? Majority of the killer base? This is... Enjoyment does not fall on killer responsibility. That's the dev responsibility. And to call these unenjoyable aspects and then target the killer mains for it, you're letting the devs off the hook, son. I'm not worried because of behavior's track record. Example, the AFC mechanic. Okay, so the anti-face cap mechanic. It's funny this is never said to survivors, but I kind of agree with this guy says here because not as relevant to survivors because it's easily to lose all your MMR and play against bots and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like people that are new to the game. Even Peanuts developer said the strats like tunneling. Okay, this is where I think it's BS. Okay, I agree with this. It's not relevant to survivors because survivors, it's easy to lose. You gain your MMR, right? It's harder for killer, man. Trust me. If you go on a win streak, you're stuck at that MMR. It's gonna take you like 50 games. It's gonna take. If I remember what the AI said about the Glico 2 system rating, it's like 50 games you have to go AFK and lose on purpose to lower your MMR. And we ain't doing all that, son. Hell no. So a developer said that strats like tunneling can increase a killer's MMR quickly and land them in a bracket where they feel they can't compete unless they keep tunneling. My guy, even Scott Junn said, this game is balanced around perks. So let's say he's right. Put them in the bracket where they feel they can't compete unless they keep tunneling. Let's say he's right. Right? How are you going to win as Ghostface in the high MMR brackets? Thinking that you can just go around 12 hooking. Anybody? Do you think you can? Now we're talking about from a killer main's perspective that wants to win every game, right? We're not talking about, oh, well, just take the loss, buddy. Okay, just take the loss, buddy. You know, like if you can't do nothing about it, just take the loss and the MMR system will put you where. No one's going to do that. You have to use strategy in this game. I'm not sure what strategy survivors can employ to increase their MMR at that rate. What? What do you mean? SWFs have no problem increasing their MMR with comms. This is a solo queue survivor right here. OP's post is even about survivors at high MMR being too strong, which just proves my point. I don't see any killers complaining about low survivors in high MMR bracket because it doesn't happen to the extent you see it happens with killers. I mean, they kind of lost me there. That doesn't really matter to me right now. We will adapt, we will overcome, or we will pick up another game. Survivors can have their 15-minute queue times from the MFT meta bag. That's what I was talking about earlier. All right, this is where it gets. This is Mandy, who's a administrator, dev, community manager, and this is what she has to say. She replies to this guy. I imagine they'll eventually find themselves in an MMR bracket better suited for them, especially with the upcoming SBMM improvements. Exactly this, to be honest. Killers who've reached a higher MMR by using these strategies, Dev Mandy admits strategies, okay? Not exploitive measures, not toxic tactics, strategies. Mandy, dev, community manager. Killers who've reached a higher MMR by using these strategies will slowly adjust to an MMR where they're more able to compete without them. Meaning, it's over, baby. She pretty much just confirmed that it's over, baby. Same for survivors with the extreme hiding. Survivors only hide when the game's over. The last two are the ones hiding. That's it. Their MMR will all bounce out. Survivors hiding is nothing compared to what killers have to do strategically. Okay, look, and this is what separates it for me. She calls it strategies for the killer. And it's not strategy for survivors, it's just extreme hiding. And then comparing them and saying they're the same. And all their MMRs will balance out. How far disconnected can you be from the killer main side, bro? Okay, how disconnected? Have you played your own game in the top brackets? Matter of fact, Mandy, okay, this is for me personally to you, okay? Allow me to use Ghostface on your account. Let me get you to the top brackets. I'll hand you your account back, live stream you playing Ghostface using whatever build you want in the top brackets. And I need to see you play at least 5 games, okay? Do you take that challenge, Mandy? Administrator, dev, community manager? Do you accept that challenge? Give me an account, and then right when I hand it to you, you gotta play the games, okay? Because I can't trust nobody. I don't know if you'll go in there trying to lose games on purpose just to make it seem like you're right. Give me an account. I play Ghostface. I get you to the top brackets. I hand you the account back. Use whatever build you want and go try to play more enjoyable for the survivors and see what happens, okay? See what happens. Oh, please see what happens. Please, please, I beg you, Mandy. Somebody reach out to her and tell her I said that. I challenge you, Mandy, to play your own game in the top brackets with Ghostface and try to 12 hook and see how bad you get bullied. See how bad you get head on, flashbang by the walls. Just go see it. Go see it. And then when you think that you bring Lightborn, well, guess what, Mandy? You didn't bring enough Jin regression. So now the Jins are gonna fly in the top brackets. What are you gonna do, Mandy, huh? Oh, I already know how, I can already see the gameplay on my mind. If I would have just played like Wolf, I win this game 100% of the time. Now, I can't. Now I gotta sit here and take it. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. Forcing the killers just to take it. And if you wanna leave, bye. In a short sort of judgment day, there will be we really understand who knows how to play and who doesn't. Strategies. You're gonna cut the strategies out. How the hell can anyone compete without strategy? In any game that has MMR, bro, even in chess, which the Glico 2 system is based off of, requires strategy. And you're gonna gut. What's the strategy? Mind games? Mind games? Oh, if you're really good with mind games. Acting like the survivors, not only do they already have aura reading perks, they're about to change the add-ons to help you read the killer's aura. Meaning, what strategy? You can't mind game no more when the survivors can see your aura. Have you ever tried to mind game one survivor in the top brackets? Have you ever tried? And if you leave a chase on one of the best survivors in the top brackets, you lost the game because you're only allowed maybe one mistake in the top brackets. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying in the comments. You're only allowed one mistake against the really good teams. So what they're pretty much saying is, oh well, you're gonna have to lose, man. No strategy for you. Take the L, we'll put you in a bracket where you should be to better compete. Meaning that they take the side of the top SWFs in this game, and that's all it boils down to. Okay, the top SWFs are gonna cook everybody because you can't do nothing. Now, are we overreacting? Maybe, right? But the way she made it sound in this right here, ah, man. Killers who've reached a higher MMR in these strategies will slowly adjust to an MMR. Pretty much saying these strategies are dead, bro. So take that, take it as you wish. But to me, it sounds like they're really coming for our heads, son. Now, are we overreacting? Maybe. Because like I said, if you're using like the Houndmaster, right? And they get like Decisive Strike. I mean, basically Decisive Strike is going to be tough, son, right? You could move to a strategy where you're just flip-flopping 2 survivors. You're not necessarily playing a 2v4. You're playing like a 1v2. So you would have to have like an aura reading perk that will identify the other survivors. So what's good about it is like killers like Legion, right? If you hook somebody, right, and then someone goes to the hook, you get it down, you can try to remember where the one that got unhooked went, because when you hit the feral frenzy, all you gotta do is read the killer instinct. it'll tell you where the other survivor is. You get what I'm saying? You follow my strategy on a new one that's gonna have to probably, if we're gonna have any strategy, it's probably gonna be that. But we don't know. We could be overreacting. They could be right overreacting, but the way they make it sounds like it's over for you guys, man. Deal with it. Hope you guys liked the video, man. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, we could be overreacting. This could be one of those videos where we come back, we're like, man, can you believe we thought this was gonna be over and it wasn't? But I don't know, man. My knees are shaking. I'm a little scared. I'm nervous, right? Might go sit in the corner of the room with the lights off, put my knees to my chin and just, you know what I mean? Something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.